Good evening. I'd like to call to order the January 20th, 2026 Board of Directors meeting. Piedmont Community Charter School is a tuition-free K-12 school that offers a superior college preparatory educational option for this community and its families. I would like to ask for a moment of silence. Okay, moving to agenda item number 3, public comments. Do we have any public comments?
No, we do not.
Okay. All right, number 4 will be awards and recognition.
Good evening, board members.
Good evening.
This winter season, all 3 campuses hosted service projects benefiting our community. The elementary campus's warming tree collected socks, gloves, hats, and blankets that were distributed by local outreach. The middle school's National Junior Honor Society collected over 600 donations of canned soup and Gatorade to benefit cancer services of Gaston County. And the high school's Junior Heart Board collected 260 items for Levine's Children's Hospital during their annual holiday toy drive. This is a wonderful example of our students leading with one of our core values of community, and we are so pleased at the participation we had. The elementary Patriot Singers will perform at the National School Choice Week Student Showcase in Raleigh this month. And I have heard them practicing, and I'm telling you, they sound amazing. This is an exciting honor for our students who have put in hard work and practice after this school year. We know they'll do an excellent job representing Piedmont at the statewide event. Also, January is School Board Appreciation Month. The members of Piedmont's Board of Directors graciously contribute their time and energy to the success of our school. They develop policies, serve on committees, and work with all stakeholders with the collective goal of student achievement. I would like to take this opportunity to thank each one of you and celebrate your hard work and commitment to Piedmont. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving to agenda item number 5 is approval of the previous minutes meetings. In your packet, you'll find minutes from November 18th. Seems like forever ago, but take a quick look and see if you have any changes. If there are no changes, do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion we approve the minutes for the meeting, board meeting November 18th.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Motion's unanimous. Thank you. Okay, moving into reports. First up, we have Treasurer and Finance Committee.
Good evening. I'm going to go over the financials for the month of December. The total revenue for the month was $1,808,419.90, minus the expenses for the month, which was $1,482,404.21, giving us a net surplus after our investment of $340,970.06. And for the year to date, we still have a small deficit, but that will balance out as our funding continues to come in each month. Going over to the surplus and cash statement, in the operating account, there's $2,973,616.67. In the student activities account, there's $166,905.01. In the investment account at fair market value, it's $3,314,736.95, plus the petty cash of $1,000 gives us a total cash of $6,456,258.63. Moving down to our anticipated cash position, The cash and investments on hand after being audited is $7,393,536, plus the current year budgeted surplus of $727,031.49, less the fund balance appropriations of $709,403.34, gives us an expected cash and investments on hand at the end of this June of $7,411,164.15. Once you back out the amount held in the PNC investment account of $3,314,736.95, it gives us a total expected cash available of $4,096,427.20. Going down to the U.S. bank account, the ending balance in the bond fund as of December 31st was $227,656.02. In the debt service reserve fund, there's $1,794,000. In the repair and replacement account, there's $5,670.47, giving us a total funds held by U.S. Bank of $2,027,326.49. Any questions regarding those statements? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving to item B, which is head of school report.
Well, one thing that I don't have on my report is that as of this afternoon, we have 782 lottery applications.
Wow.
All right, my first report is the compliance submission report. So things that we've had to turn into the Office of Charter Schools was our enrollment policy and our lottery application requirement. And that was submitted on November 23rd. Then our annual charter school audit was turned in on November 25th. For our bond loans, documents we had to upload to Emma was our quarterly reports. So the financial information on November 13th. Our statement of student count was turned in on November 13th. Our statement of student count by grade, also on the same day. We have to tell if there's ever a major change in our key personnel, and there were no changes. We submitted that on the same date, November 13th. And last, a statement of disclosure that there are no plans to expand the school or change the school's organizational structure, no to litigation, and no instances or activities of non-compliance with regard to the school's charter. Next, I have the enrollment report. As of January 13th, we had 1,942 students, 679 in elementary, 659 in middle school, and 604 in the high school. We had a few withdrawals. We had some move. You can review that. And the next two things I need your approval on. The personnel report. So at the elementary campus, we hired a part-time teacher assistant, Cassie Alexander, and Lisa Shannon Davis is also a part-time teacher assistant.
I'll make a motion to approve the personnel report as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion is unanimous.
All right, and last, I have the school calendar for the 26-27 school year. And I do need that approved.
I make a motion to approve the school calendar for the academic year 2026-2027.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion is unanimous. Thank you.
All right, on our calendar, the next board meeting will be February 17th. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you so much. Next up, we have the athletics committee.
Okay, athletics committee, middle school, basketball teams. Thus far, the girls are 2 and 3, and the boys are 0 and 5. With our next home basketball game being on Thursday against Union Prep at the high school. So this will be the recognition night for 8th graders, for the cheerleaders and the basketball players, and will take place between the girls and the boys game, and parents should arrive around 5:15. The middle school cheerleaders will also participate in a cheer competition at Mountain Island on January 31st at 9:30 a.m. And tryouts, spring sport tryouts will take place Monday, February 2nd through Wednesday, February 4th for baseball, softball, and girls soccer. And golf tryouts will take place February 17th through the 19th. At the high school level, the boys basketball varsity are 8 and 1 in the conference and 17 and 2 overall, winning the South Point High School Christmas tournament, so congratulations to them. Varsity girls are 3 and 5 in the conference and 7 and 12 overall. And the JV boys are 2-1 in the conference and 10 and 5 overall. And tryouts for spring sports will start on February 16th. Something that we are doing is Pam and her team are currently working on a Facebook page for high school athletics. So it'll be an athletic page strictly for the high school and then one for the middle school, so that way we can post things about athletics there and get it out to everyone and not just the parents at those schools to increase awareness about our athletics. So that will be coming soon. And that's it.
Thank you. Actually skipped over our academic committee. Sorry about that. So we'll switch in the agenda, so we're going to go to Melissa for that.
Yes, thank you. The academic committee met November 18th, where the administration from all 3 campuses presented data from the testing analysis from the beginning of the 2025-2026 school year. At the elementary and middle school campuses, the administration and staff have used this data to develop small group instruction and to determine student mastery of the standards. The teachers have also aligned their instruction to the standards that will be tested on each benchmark so that we get a better understanding of how students are progressing on the standards. Teachers have worked with our literacy coach and iLeader to disaggregate the data, study the benchmark questions, and analyze student answers to inform their next steps in instruction. They are now collecting new data since the students took reading and math IXL in December and are doing mid-year assessments now. In the high school campus, Ms. Huffstetler presented the EOC proficiency data analysis for the 2025-2026 first semester. This data shows continued academic growth across English 2 and mathematics. English 2 proficiency level is 81%. Math 1 proficiency level is 100%. Math 3 proficiency level is 90%. Biology proficiency level is 57%. Overall, the 2025-2026 first semester EOC data reflect positive instructional trends, particularly in the mathematics, where curriculum alignment and real-world application have supported strong student performance. End-of-year results are expected to show continued improvement in biology. The Academic Committee met earlier this evening when Ms. Jennifer Wyatt, our Title I coordinator, presented the equity plan. We look forward to our meeting in February to see the results from the testing that is taking place presently. We are excited about the performance of our students and the commitment of our dedicated staff who are continually making strides to ensure success for our students.
Thank you very much. Next is Facilities Committee. We did meet earlier this evening, and we are just kind of starting our discussion and working through projects for the summer. So just maintenance kind of stuff that needs to be done while the students are out. So I'll have more information on that next month, hopefully to vote and move forward with those. So next up is Governance Committee. Mr.
Thank you.
Clark, you're welcome.
Sure. Governance Committee met on January 12th, and the discussion centered around the amendment of the charter school, the charter, to add another discipline option that would benefit the administrators and also provide another option for parents who have a student who's been disciplined. And what it's called is exclusion, and there's a handout that everybody has, and the language is at the bottom of that handout in paragraph B there. And so this would apply to a student who there's a serious discipline issue that would normally result in long-term suspension or expulsion. And when a student is expelled, the student can't re-enroll in another Gaston County school. Exclusion would enable a student who's been expelled from Piedmont to enroll in another Gaston County school. So it would envision a dramatic discipline situation that's being dealt with by the administrators and provide the administrators something other than a long-term suspension and or expulsion. And for the parents of the affected student, it would enable them to seek enrollment at another Gaston County school. Now I'll note that with expulsion, a student can go to Warlick, but that's the only option with expulsion. So it's the committee feels like it's a good thing because it just gives another option to administrators, and it's not so harsh for the parents of the affected student. And I don't think we need to do a reading of it if you just review the language. Although I'd be happy to read it if you'd like. We don't have. It's not like the first reading, second reading.
Yeah.
The change to the bylaws. This is if we agree with the language, we can simply vote and it'll be added to the charter agreement.
I did just want to point out that we wouldn't use exclusion if it was a situation where we thought a child posed a safety threat, right? That would automatically be an expulsion in most cases. This would just be in a situation where it didn't warrant that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I didn't want you to think we would just let somebody that would be a threat out to go to then another school and potentially do the same thing. This would be an in-between kind of situation.
Any questions or comments?
So the only modification is the last sentence that was...
No, it's that whole paragraph, subparagraph B. Can you correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Killen? The statutory provisions are just setting forth what's already a part of the charter agreement. Is
Yeah,
that right?
that just gives the backup that we can do this. We just have to do an amendment. In order to use exclusion, we have to amend our charter, and we have to update our policy 300. It's already in our new charter agreement that we got at the renewal that we can use it, but it's got to be in those three places. So we wouldn't even use exclusion until next year. So after approving this, we're going to update our Series 300 disciplinary policies. And then, but put everything in place beginning of next year.
I think this last line was just in red because we've been working with our attorney and that was a statement that we added in the last draft. I think that's why it's in a different color.
Yeah, the last line, you were distributed some language via email, and subsequent to that, working with the school attorney, we added that last line, and so we just wanted to highlight for the board members that that line has been added since the email that you got. So the language that would be new is everything that's under subparagraph B, suggested charter amendment regarding exclusion.
Okay, if nobody has any questions or discussion, we'll need a motion to approve.
I make a motion that we approve the suggested charter amendment regarding exclusion as indicated.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion is unanimous. Thank you. Along that same line, I just want to take the opportunity to thank all of you for your work on your committees. I think a lot of times, we come into these meetings, this is kind of where all the hard work that's done outside of this meeting kind of comes to fruition. So I just want to thank all of y'all for your time that you put into that, and everything that you do, since it is School Board Appreciation Month. I didn't know that. So with that being said, our next meeting, like Ms. Stone said, is February 17th, and our meeting